everyone, my name is Batisam and I'm a third year radiotherapy and oncology student at City University of London. Today I'm going to be giving you my tips for managing your mental health and managing it along with your university studies and lockdown. Please keep in mind that I'm not a mental health professional and these are just my tips that I've used and I'm sharing them with you guys. A lot of our lectures have been online now, and even though for healthcare students they're still allowed to go on campus when it's necessary, our lecturers are keeping that to a minimum, so we're only going in when we have to. It's been really weird, to be honest, in the beginning, getting used to that. It's kind of becoming the new normal. I think we're all getting used to it, and it is weird at first, but you do get used to it. So lockdown's been really difficult to manage, especially for healthcare students, because it's had a massive impact on our placements and just the continuation of our courses. Luckily, we've had really great lecturers and clinical educators and leaders who've helped us to manage this difficult time, but it's definitely been a challenging period for everyone involved. So one thing that I found really useful is having a bit more of a routine. So for example, I found it really useful to separate my work area from the rest of the house, only because then I feel like I can be really productive in that specific area and it won't impact on the rest of my day. Also having more of a routine in terms of the hours that you do. I know people have been doing crazy hours of work and it's never ending. So definitely having an idea as to how long you're going to work for and stopping when it's time to stop. Surprisingly, I found social media to be a really helpful resource during this time. I know that usually it gets a really negative sort of outlook on it, but I found that things like Twitter have been really useful. There's a huge radiography community on there, and it's been really useful to connect with other colleagues and other just educators and just talking about tips for assignments and placement and employability. It's been so useful. So self-care is something that we see all the time on social media, and it is really important. I think it's been really useful for me to dedicate time within the day, which I dedicate to myself, and I usually do something that I find enjoyable, something that I find fun, whether it's bonding with family that I am isolating with or whatever it may be. Just anything in the day that you can dedicate your time to, whether it's a hobby or a film, just anything for yourself. Another really useful thing has been trying to maintain my relationships with friends and family over the course of lockdown. It really helps to keep those personal bonds alive and to keep them connected, because when you're all alone at home and you're trying to get through assignments and essays, it can be so overwhelming. And so just having a Zoom call with a family member or a friend, just really helps. And it's a great way to vent about any issues that you're having. And I found it to be really useful. So another thing that we hear so much about on social media is eating healthy and drinking enough water. But it really is so important, especially during lockdown, because our routine just kind of goes out the window and you forget the things that you do on a regular basis. So just trying to put in effort to maintain that, I found has really helped me to just kind of maintain things a bit better. Because of lockdown, it means that there's limits to what we can do outside, but the government says that we're allowed to exercise once a day, as long as we obviously comply to all the social distancing guidelines and everything else. And I found doing that really useful. Just going for a walk, just in your local park, is really useful just in terms of clearing your mind. I've had so many times where it just gets too overwhelming, too many essays, just too much to do. And just going out there, walking and clearing my mind is so useful. So if you can go out for a walk whilst complying to government guidelines, then do. The uni actually has great services for this sort of thing. So they have a mental health and counselling support team who you can contact and book an appointment with. And if you're having a really difficult time, it really helps to just speak to someone who's a professional and knows how to deal with these situations. I mean, it's completely normal. I think for the first time in a long time, a lot of us are having to face a lot of difficulties because we're all alone at home and we've got a lot of things that we need to continue doing and continue to try and live some sort of a normal life. And that's been really difficult. I think we've really underestimated it. And just using those services that are available, the people that are there to help and can help you, is so useful and so worthwhile. So definitely check those out. I'm currently on my way to get an asymptomatic coronavirus test at the student centre, and this is because I've got a on-site campus session next week, and for me to go to that, it's recommended by the government that we have COVID testing just to make sure that we don't put anyone at risk and everyone is safe on campus. Going into 2021, I don't think any of us expected to be in a lockdown, but we're making the best of it. For this new year, I'm definitely hoping that we graduate and we finish our course and we started looking at jobs and things, because we've never really had to think about employability up until this point, so it's definitely very daunting and it's new territory for a lot of people. Definitely going back to placement, that's something that's so central to a lot of healthcare students, is being out there, being in hospitals, feeling like you're making a difference and learning and developing your skills. And that's something that's been sort of hanging in the balance with the lockdown and with the pandemic. So hopefully that can all be sorted out and hopefully everything will go back to normal.